What's up, VIP members? I'm going to give you guys a quick teaser and a quick multi-time frame analysis about EURNZD because I think it's a very good opportunity for everyone to actually profit next week. So, what do we want to see from this pair next week? This is a very important pair, and I would suggest that everybody should be looking for this opportunity. Now, what we can see on the monthly time frame is that the market created this impulse, then it created a correction and started this huge push to the upside. Okay, so this was previous support area here. This is a previous support area, and you can clearly see that the market had respected it very, very nicely with price action. Here is support, now turn resistance in this area, resistance again, and resistance again. So basically we have reached a strong area of monthly resistance in the area, and this is why we are getting this push to the downside. So from a monthly point of view, what we are looking at is actually some more push to the downside with a good risk reward and a good possibility trade. Let's go down on the weekly time frame and look at the weekly price action. So like I said before, this is the previous monthly resistance with a false breakout in order for banks and hedge funds to actually grab liquidity here to actually push the market to the downside. Now, if you have a look at price action itself, it is quite clear and quite simple to say that the market had came and retested this area of previous support, which was here, previous support, okay, now turn resistance in the area, previous support, now turn resistance in the area. So we expected the market to make this push to the downside. If you want to look at it from a Fibonacci point of view, it is quite simple. If you would like to learn how to use a Fibonacci, it is also quite simple. Take your Fibonacci. If there is an impulse to the downside, what we need to do, the first thing is take our Fibonacci from the high to the low, because we want to create and we want to gather information on this trade in order for us to actually grab a good opportunity to take the market down. So normally the market will come up and retest the golden ratio 61.8 and the 382. This is a very simple concept. I will link the description of my previous videos about Fibonacci in the link below. So on a weekly point of view, price action, it came up to retest this area of previous support, mount and resistance, and it was a very nice support, previous support, mount and resistance. With regarding to the Fibonacci, it is quite easy and also nice to look at this move over here because the market created this impulse down. It then consolidated in this area for the next move to the downside. So if we take our Fibonacci from the high over here to the low over here of this Fibonacci, you can clearly see that the market had now started to come and retest the 61.8 of the Fibonacci. Okay, you can clearly see that the market had created a high here, higher high, higher high, retested the 61.8, retested again the 61.8, and then started its push to the downside from a weekly perspective. Okay, so we actually have our target already. These are our two targets, TP1 and TP2. And what we can expect from this area is further continuation to the downside. Now, what we also need to make sure is and look at is that we have previous area of support in this area here. So we have a previous area that had been support in the past. It was resistance in the past, many times resistance as well. So the best way for you guys to enter this pair is quite simple. Let me go down on the daily time frame and I will show you guys exactly what to expect on the daily time frame. So if you look at the daily time frame, it is quite good and simple to see that the market had made higher highs and higher highs and higher highs, and then it reached the 61.8 on the weekly time frame and then started its push to the downside. Now, there's only one way that you can get into this trade, and it is quite simple. If you take your Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse, you can see that clearly the market had come and retested the 382 of the Fibonacci with a double top. So this is a very good confluence as well. What you also need to have a look on the left hand side is that we have previous support in this area as well. So the previous support now turn resistance will basically help you to understand that the market from this area should start making a push to the downside. But it is always better to wait for confirmation. And when I mean by confirmation is wait for the market to actually show you a break of structure first before you can actually enter the trade. What I mean by that, let me show you on the 4-hour time frame. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, it is quite clear and simple that the market had created this impulse over here, followed by this correction, and then started a next impulse to the downside. This area of previous support over here was now turned resistance in this area, and we expect the market now to start a push to the downside. But we need to also not forget that we have this strong weekly support area over here. So if you would like to look for an opportunity, I would suggest on the 4-hour time frame to keep monitoring the price of this area here. If you want to take a good trade to the downside, monitor this area, wait for a break of the structure, and then you can take the trade to the downside with a very good risk reward. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments area what type of educational material and what type of analysis would you guys want to see in the next video. Thanks guys. I hope to see you guys tonight for class. I will be having a class for 3 sessions tonight, and I hope to see a lot of you guys there because there is very good opportunities for us to trade next week. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you. Have a great weekend.